When did you realize that playing dumb was the only way to survive? Thanks to my ex-boyfriend, I knew a kitty fiddler when I saw one. After his brother got cancer, his parents had to cut electricity costs, which meant no more Wi-Fi. Luckily, we lived practically next door to each other. So every night after curfew, he would shine this huge torch in the sky and talk to me through Morse code. That year before we broke up was enough for me to be fluent in Morse code. I never thought it would be useful for anything again until I started working at my aunt's daycare. My Aunt Margaret ran Little Lamb's daycare out of this converted Victorian house. She specialized in special needs children and had this reputation as a saint in our town. When I needed a job after college, she hired me immediately. The first few weeks were normal. Diaper changes, juice spills, sticky fingers. One Tuesday during a reading of The Very Hungry Caterpillar, I was cleaning up the area when I heard her tapping. It was Morse code. My whole body went cold. She was tapping the R-word slur over and over. I stared at her. She thought she was the only one in the area to understand Morse code. After that, I couldn't unhear it. During Despicable Me, she tapped stupid whenever she looked at Jaden, who had Down syndrome. During Finding Nemo, she tapped waste of space while smiling at Maria, who was nonverbal. These were 3-year-olds, babies who trusted her. I tried to rationalize it in my head. After all, she was a daycare owner for babies and she charged the parents 40% less than other daycares, so figured that maybe the stress was just getting to her or something. But as the weeks passed, I noticed something that made my stomach churn. She started tapping things like after nap time while pointing at specific children and staring at my coworkers. Then those same kids would come back from special learning time, withdrawn and scared. Well, it didn't take long for me to take action. After I saw her tap out, "Take the quiet one today," I left 2 minutes after they did. As soon as they were in the room, I practically barged the door open and exclaimed my presence. "Hey guys, what are we all up to?" I yelled, trying to pretend I was just in a cheery mood, but I guess they heard me coming because I only managed to catch one thing: the unmistakable look of relief on the child's face when she saw me walk in. My coworker smiled and hugged me before asking me to join in on their reading session. TBH, she put on such a convincing act that I started to believe that I was imagining things until the next morning, because that's when I woke up to a text from my aunt. She cut my hours down by 75%, and I was only rostered in to work with her. Up until this point, I was probably their best worker. Every child would hug me without even knowing my name, and parents would even send me gifts to thank me for making their children so happy. That's when I knew something fishy was going on. So for weeks, I tried to act as dumb as possible. I even dyed my hair blonde to feed into the stereotype. The plan was for them to stop feeling like they needed to hide things from me. Then came the day that changed everything. Margaret was reading The Cat in the Hat when she started tapping picture day tomorrow. But when I checked our calendar, there was no picture day scheduled. The next morning, a man I'd never seen before arrived with a camera bag. Margaret introduced him as Mr. Roll, a children's photographer. She tapped ready on her coffee mug. That's when little Emma, one of our nonverbal kids, started crying hysterically. Not normal crying, terror, pure terror. She grabbed onto my leg and wouldn't let go. "She's just camera shy," Margaret said sweetly, but her fingers tapped problem. I played dumb. "Oh, I can take her to the reading corner. We'll look at books while you take photos." I then scooped Emma up, still pretending to be bubbly and clueless. Margaret's fingers drummed while directioning towards Mr. Roll, "Take the brat." Through the window, I watched Mr. Roll took a few kids into the back room for individual portraits. After an hour, Mr. Roll took a bathroom break and left his camera bag by the reading corner. Margaret was busy with a parent who'd arrived early for pickup. This was my chance. I whispered to Emma that I'd be right back and casually walked over to tie my shoe next to the bag. My hands shook as I quickly grabbed the camera and ducked behind the bookshelf. What I saw made me want to throw up. The photos weren't portraits. They were wrong. Children completely unclothed. Some of them having their innocence stolen. Videos with timestamps going back months. I recognized some kids who'd moved away, who'd been withdrawn suddenly by their parents for family reasons. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped the camera, but I managed to scroll through and take photos of the evidence with my phone. Dozens of them. My fingers trembled as I dialed 911. Full story on channel, link below.